Hey, fight fans, welcome back to Carl Prusa MMA. Today, we got a very fun for you. I got a top mixed martial arts bantamweight prospect. You may have seen him in Bellator. He is the 5-0 undefeated, the humble warrior, Mr. Bobby Seronio III. Bobby, what's going on, my friend? How are you enjoying your Saturday?
Man, enjoying good. Just got done training. Now I'm out with my lady, but then man, right now it's good.
Awesome, man. I think one thing that's so cool for you, mixed martial arts is really in your blood. It's in your family. Your dad has a gym, your uncle has a gym. Ever since you could really realize what life was, his MMA is some sort of mixed martial arts always been in you.
Yeah. So our style is called Jikembo. So in karate, so it's all a bunch of all martial arts put together. So we learn jujitsu. We learn wrestling, boxing, kickboxing, sport karate, and I learned all that at a young age. So it was eventually gonna happen.
At what point, one thing that's so cool about you is you're such a well-rounded mixed martial artist. I mean, obviously you have that ground game and the striking is very crisp. It's amazing to watch. At what point were you really instilled that if you're going to do this, you need to be as well-rounded as possible?
So like as an amateur, we started off like just a lot of sport karate and wrestling majority of the time because I was wrestling high school, wrestling in college, and then when Bellator called, that's when we were like, okay, stuff's getting pretty real. This Bellator is a big step up, a big show, especially making your debut. So once we got the call for that, we are like, all right, now let's see how long this goes. So just 10 toes down, and we just went for it.
Even before Bellator, even before starting your pro career, you've been doing amateur contests back to like 2016. I mean, what were you, 17, 18 years old when you started doing
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I was 18. I was 18. I was still in college. So, yeah, I was wrestling for college at the time. I think I redshirted in Sierra College and then I went to wrestle for Sac City. But when I was 18, uh, I wanted to try it out. I was like, I'd be seeing people on TV and doing it. I was like, oh, let's go for it.
You see a lot of guys in the UFC, a lot of great mixed martial artists with that wrestling background. You think being a collegiate wrestler, having that experience, has that really paid dividends to your career in mixed martial arts?
Oh, big time. I believe that just wrestling, learning that grind at a young age of wrestling plays a big part in MMA because there's that type when we're in like in a big scramble or just going for a takedown, you need that grit to finish the takedown, finish the scrambling. So yeah, wrestling in high school, wrestling in college played a big part in my fighting career right now.
You just mentioned it a little bit, but it's kind of crazy to think. A lot of times guys make their pro debut on different smaller regional promotions across the country and the world. You got to do it at one of the biggest, most mainstream
Yeah.
promotions in Bellator. What was that entire experience like? What was it like going fighting in an arena, seeing all the media, seeing the big stars, the lights for your first fight?
To be honest, it was like a dream come true. Just knowing that you're you're fighting as an amateur and your goal is to go pro, and just to be able to go do your pro debut in Bellator, and that's a big stage where a lot of nerves kicks in, a lot of like anxiety, nervousness kicks in. But then just because at a young age I've been doing sport karate, and for these world titles, we they put you on those big platforms where you're fighting in front of hundreds of people. So like those nerves kind of it kind of kicked in when I made my pro debut, but I was more like excited, if that makes sense. I was excited to perform, put on a show for Scott Coker and Bellator. I was excited to put on a show for my friends and family that shows up. And I'm excited to perform for everybody else that who doesn't know me that knows me now.
I think a really big coming up party for you was your second Bellator contest against Caleb Ramirez. Being able to finish him off there with a straight right hook in the second round. After you're part of the press conference, you're getting all the questions from the media. You're all over the internet. Walk me through that finish, man. What were you thinking? What were you seeing before you landed that shot?
That shot was it's a sport karate move. It's a traditional karate move. I seen him coming forward, and normally we do these movements. We do type of movements like over and over where it's like embedded in our brains. So I just seen him coming, and I took that side step out and threw that straight, and I hit him right on that chin. And right when I connected, I had a feeling. I was like, okay, that was a good one.
Following that, what was the reactions like, man? Was your phone just staying blowing up?
Oh, that whole night, my phone was notification, notification, notification. So, and I actually liked it. I was like, wow, people actually like they were watching me just because like you think of like when people fight on prelim cards, they don't think a lot of people are like, it's only prelim. I can't wait for the main card. I wanted to make sure, even though I'm a prelim fight, I want to make sure people watch me. People get excited about me.
You also got to be able to fight on Bellator 300.
Yeah.
Obviously a major event with some great fighters on it. I believe Nurmagomedov was on there. There's so many great talented fighters. What was that experience like?
Meeting all those great fighters in backstage at Bellator 300 was amazing. The production is amazing, and just being on, I was just honored to fight for Bellator 300. Bellator 300 was a big event and most exciting event too because shoot, it's Bellator 300. Like, who wouldn't want to fight on that card?
No, absolutely. I think one thing that we see in mixed martial arts, we see it has changed. 15 to 20 years ago, people were calling this human cockfighting. It was not legal everywhere. They thought it was like barbaric criminal activity and all this crazy stuff. Now we're at a time where it is so mainstream. Kids are doing it. They're starting at 18 years old, competing as amateurs. They're in the UFC at 23, 24. And a big thing we're seeing now is the evolution of personality and entertainment. You're seeing guys out there put on characters. They're saying all this crazy stuff. They're talking, doing all this outrageous things because they know it's going to give them a title shot. They're going to sell tickets. They're going to be a big star. You're a guy who's a humble warrior, man. You're very well spoken. You stick true to your own. How do you think personality and entertainment has affected mixed martial arts?
My personality?
Yeah, no, just in general. How do you think entertainment and personality has affected MMA? Like, do you think guys now are relying on that to succeed?
No. I believe as long as you could back it up, then it is what it is. If you talk a lot of smack, you have to back it up. Now, people that do it for a show, they just do it for a show. And that's cool. That's what it is. You're also like what's it called? What's that word? You're also putting on a show for all these fans. So if you're a boring fighter and you don't talk a lot of smack, then not a lot of people are gonna look your way. So it's either one or another. It's either you're a good talker, or you're a good fighter, or you're both. Personally, just because I'm not too good at smack talking, so that's why I rely everything on my actions.
So many people watch this sport, and I think that people look at the big names, right? We look at the Pereiras, the O'Malley's, the John Joneses, and the casual fans are like, wow, he must be unbelievable to be a fighter. That's the greatest lifestyle ever. We both know that's not the case. When you're fighting on the regional scene, you're not making very much money. A lot of guys have 9-to-5 jobs. You throw kids in there for some, you throw a wife in there. A lot of guys have to pay to train, stay up late, get up early, miss birthdays, weddings, Thanksgivings, all the stuff just to chase the dream. You've been doing this almost your whole life, man. Your goal is to take it as far as you can. What made you want to keep going and sticking through it?
First of all, like me staying in this is just I'm just going till the wheels fall off. I love this sport. I love fighting, and also like it motivates me seeing because my family and I we have our own karate school, our own gym. So it amazes me and it motivates me seeing our kids want to do what I do. They want to follow my footsteps. They want to do every sport I do, and they ask me questions. I love when kids come up to me, ask me questions, tell me what to do, what they need to do, what they have to do to get up to where I'm at. So that also motivates me. That keeps my drive going. And whenever I go to these fights and put on a show, and I have like fans, adults, kids, doesn't matter. They come up to me and they're inspired. They're motivated to do what MMA fighters are doing. That's what's keeping me in this drive. Since I was like 5, I've been fighting. So it's just gonna last. Honestly, this is gonna last till the wheels fall off.
What's it like to be part of that gym and seeing the younger guys, the guys who are starting out their careers, the younger students, looking up to you and knowing they're like, all right, Bobby's doing it. I can do that too.
It's amazing watching our young ones growing up, because we've had like kids ages 4, and now they're like 13, and they're doing pretty much like almost whatever I'm doing. Stand-up class, they're doing stand-up class. Grappling class, they're doing the grappling class. Conditioning, they're doing conditioning. So it makes me happy inside just seeing these kids or teenagers, even adults, wanting to do what I do. It's a hard sport, but you gotta love it. You have to love it in order to do this sport.
Now, for you, what's the ultimate goal? What do you want to accomplish in mixed martial arts?
Now, of course, my ultimate goal is, of course, to get that belt, and whether it's in any big organization, UFC, it could be UFC, One Championships, anywhere where, of course, in fighting, we're all fighters. We're in there, get that bag wherever the money is at. So, honestly, to be known anywhere and everywhere. So, One Championships has a good following. UFC, of course, has a big following, but especially my end goal of this is to be that legend, to be that name that everyone's not gonna forget. I want everyone to remember that last name, Seronio, even Bobby Seronio, or even my nickname, Humble Warrior. That's the ultimate dream. Regardless if my hand's not in the cards and it's not getting that belt, but I want everyone to know that last name Seronio. But of course, end goal is always get that belt, always try and be number one. So yeah.
For you, what does it mean to call yourself a mixed martial artist?
Ooh, for me, knowing all aspects of all martial arts. I don't want to be that MMA or MMA fighter who's like, oh yeah, I'm an MMA fighter. What do you specialize in? I believe in all MMA fighters. They all believe what they're great at. In my case, I'm great at my karate and my wrestling. And then for my karate, our style is called Kembo. Karate, jiu-jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, and wrestling. So like I said in the past, at a young age, I learned all that stuff. So, and plus my dad, he's the one that taught me how to fight in the beginning. My dad, my grandpa, the last name Seronio and Kaji Campbell is a big name. So just at a young age, knowing that all that foundation, all that knowledge is gonna be passed on to me, I think that's what makes me a true martial artist. Knowing the past, the present of all aspects of all martial arts, I'm able to pass it down to the next generation. So I think that's what makes me a good martial artist.
Mixed martial arts is truly a crazy thing. There's so many highs, there's so many lows. It's a really tough lifestyle to live. You're in a unique situation where you get to do it with your family members. Your
Yeah,
whole family is involved in this. How has that aspect played an effect here? I mean, is that just something you're very grateful and you love every second of?
I'm very grateful. Just not a lot of families are into one sport together. It's always like their son or their daughter, or like the dad did it in the past or the mom did it in the past. In my case, it's my whole family. My family does it. Even my fiance, she fights. Yeah, so she has like a couple world titles underneath her belt too. So does my dad, my little sister, my cousins. Just the fact that I'm able to train with my family is a big blessing. And then anyone that comes to our school's called Triumph Fitness Center, American Canyon. Anyone that comes down our school, they join our family. And we're a big family. I believe in order to grow a school, you have to build that relationship, and any relationship is as strong as a family relationship. So yeah.
Your last time out fighting, you took on Carlos Murta, a pretty cool promotion, one that Gilbert Melendez is involved with. Of course, Scott Coker's involved with, doing really big things there. Overall, went out there, got a great victory. How did you enjoy fighting with them?
Oh, I love those guys. Just fighting for Fight Night the first time for Fight Night 2 was a great showing, great promotion. The staff, great family. Especially, I fought for Scott Coker in the past for Bellator, and him with Gilbert Melendez. It's amazing. It's an amazing showing, amazing promotion. It was different because I fought in a ring. It was not on a stage. It was actual boxing or Muay Thai ring. So it was exciting. Can't wait for the next one.
When fighting in a ring like that, it's interesting because I think a lot of people don't realize what the cage does in an MMA contest. Did you feel like with that ring, were you able to better push the pace?
With the ring, honestly, a fight's a fight. It didn't feel any different. The only thing that felt different is when we got close to the ropes and my arm went past the ropes. So that's the only difference. But other than that, uh, it felt the same to me. It felt like another dude's across from me, and we got to fight and put on a show.
So last year that we found out that Bellator is no longer going to exist, it kind of got folded out. When you heard about that, what were some of the reactions going through your head?
First reaction, I was like, "Dang, they're actually gone. Yeah, Bellator is actually gone." But then, second half of my mind was, I'm blessed. I was blessed to put 4 fights in Bellator, and I'm blessed that I could put that on my resume. How I did all 4, my first 4 fights in Bellator, and I fought in Bellator 300 for my last one. So I'm blessed for Bellator. I'm blessed for everything that they blessed me with.
Last time you fought was in December, not too long ago, but are you looking to stay active for 2025?
Oh yeah, for sure. Whenever there's an opening, I'll be fighting there. So put my name in for the next fight night. I really like that promotion. So if I get a call, I get a call. So, but I'm always staying ready, always training. So no days off.
Before your last contest, you were on about a 14-month layoff. What was some of the reasons why it took a while to get back in there?
Uh, uh, so I was getting ready for my fight. I believe the first fight night was in May. Um, we were training hard, and it was those freak accidents. I just got injured during practice. I tried to push through it as far as I can, and then so I was like, I need to fight this dude 100%. I can't be fighting. You can't fight at like 50%. It's bad. It's a That's a bad chance whether you're gonna come out good or you're gonna come out even worse that you came in. So that was the reason why I had to take the first fight night off because just those freak accidents.
One thing I'm learning about mixed martial arts that it's very much a business, and for a long time I didn't see it, but it's in all different aspects. Such as who are you going to fight on the regional scene to help you get to the bigger promotions? That's a business decision. Who's your management? What are you posting on Instagram? Who are you training with? Who are you doing interviews with? There's all these different things that help promote your brand in your future. Are you kind of seeing this as a business?
Uh, no, I don't look. Of course, I have to. I have to look at it as a business, but then also, it's it's something that I love. If you love it enough where it doesn't even feel like a job to you, and this is fun. Like fighting is fun, and of course everything is a business. Of course you have to sell yourself. You have to post on Instagram. You have to do your shout outs. You have to try to get all these sponsors. But at the end of it, like it's fun. It's networking. You always got to network to get some like good information. So
So every summer they do this show called the Dana White's Contender Series. And when you
yeah.
see guys on there, you see some 6-0, 7-0s, 8-0s. You're getting close. You're getting in the mix of having those records of those other guys in the past. Would we be lying if that's not crossing our head?
No. Any opportunity always goes through my head. Oh, that'd be cool if I was on that show, or oh, that would be cool if I was on that card. But then, like I said, that's like any other MMA fighter who's in this, doing their doing this as their career. So yeah, any promotion that pops up, and then especially if it's a big one, especially if it's part of the UFC, yeah, I'd be down to do anything.
We talked a little bit earlier about how mixed martial arts has really entered a world of entertainment and personality. And a byproduct of that is what you call the casual fan. So these are my favorite type of people. They're usually drunk. They like to go to B-dubs. They like to watch the fights. They like to be in the stands and y'all twist them and the you-know-what. And you're a
Yeah.
crotch humper and all this crazy stuff, right? Overall, what do you think of these people?
I think they're funny. There's nothing around it. I think it's funny. Shoot, they make the crowd go wild. They make you're like, what the heck? So, but then I love it. I love those guys. Those guys are funny people.
In addition to training, you obviously follow the sport. You enjoy mixed martial arts. It's your passion. It's what you love. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some predictions from you from some big upcoming fights and see who you got winning them. So we're going to start off tonight, a big one. Alex Pereira taking on Magomed Ankalaev. Where are we going here?
Yeah. Ooh. It's going to be a good fight. But then I still got Pereira. I still got him. Now, anything could happen. Those are small gloves, and those are some big boys. Those are some big guys. So anything could happen. But I think I got my boy Alex on this one.
How about Sean Brady and Leon Edwards?
Ooh. I'm a big fan of Leon Edwards. I'm a big fan. I like that guy. But Sean Brady's a good fighter too. Okay, see, this is my thing. I can't really predict things. I like fighting. I like both of them. So, but keep shooting. I think okay, Leon on that one.
Michael Chandler or Patty Pimblett?
Dang dog, making my head spin. I got I got Chandler on that one.
All right, last one. I think it's the toughest one. Diego Lopez or Alex Volkanovski?
Damn, I like them both too, dog. Um, Lopez, he a dog. He's what? Is he undefeated?
I don't believe undefeated. Might be undefeated. No.
No.
He's lost to Ibroev.
Like he's on a fight streak right now, right?
Yeah, he's on a big win streak right now.
Yeah, big win streak right now. Volkanovski always been a big fan of him too. I want to say Alex is gonna get that one, but it's gonna be a dogfight. How I know is that one. It's gonna be a dogfight.
Obviously you've been training your whole life. You look up to some of these guys. What would it mean for you to be able to fight? And obviously you already have fought in one of the biggest promotions in the world, but to be able to continue that and fight for in the UFC, one championship, PFL, and be, like one of those guys that we're discussing, those guys on those marquee matchups, getting title shots. What would that mean for you?
It's gonna be a dream come true. It's gonna be a slap in the face saying like it's for real. This is what you've been working your whole life for. And just the fact, like, I'm a big family guy, just the fact that my family would be watching me or even be there with me is a big honor. Fighting for any belt, especially for a big promotion, is an honor. It's a blessing. And 9 times 10, you always got to shoot that shot. So,
what do you want people to take away when it's all said and done? What do you want to be known for?
I want to be known for being a great fighter. I want to be known for being a great role model. I want to be known for saying like that dude puts the work in order to put it in order for his dreams to come true. I want to be that motivation guy that like everyone's like, yeah, remember when Bobby did this, or like I want to do what Bobby did and stuff like that. That's what warms my heart.
Awesome. All right, Bobby, last question for you, my friend. So we're early into the year. We got about 10 months left of 2025. In the perfect world, how does this year play out for you?
Fighting wise, shoot, to be honest, maybe I get like 2 or 3 fights in this year. See how it is. But I just go with the flow because it's hard. It's hard to get fights, and so whenever people accept a fight, I'm saying yes. I'm saying yes to it. So never back down.
To lead off that one last question. Do you feel in this stage in the game, obviously, it is tough for you to find fights. Like, not a lot of people want to fight you. It's not a good business decision on their behalfs. But do you think at this point it's such a big key thing, fight the toughest guys you could possibly get to get you to that next level?
Yeah, I believe to build that resume, build that record, people will always look at the record like, oh, those are big numbers. Let me see who he fought. So if I'm able to fight some big names, if I'm able to fight some tough fighters, and let's say these guys look up who I fought and they're like, oh yeah, he fought a dog, or oh yeah, this dude, he's a tough fight. Those are the fights that I want.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, Bobby, thank you so much for taking time out of your Saturday. I really appreciate it. And I think you have a really bright future, my friend.
Thank you, brother. Have a good day.
Absolutely. That's it for us tonight. I am Carl Peruzza. That is Bobby Seronio III. He is the humble warrior. Hopefully we'll see him back in action soon. Take it easy, ladies and gentlemen.